Like this should be the theme song for free agency for Kevin Durant this summer. I really do. Is he kissing OKC goodbye? Does he want to be sucked up to and have everybody kiss his ass while he's on his free agent trips this summer? I'll tell you exactly what I think Kevin Durant's going to do this offseason. In conjunction with OKC should do. You got to pay guys. There's future stars on that roster. Kevin Durant can leave. Kevin Durant can stay. The way I really look at this free agency coming up this year, I'll break all down for you guys. I want to welcome everybody in the VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct. I'm your host, VJ, right? That's because I always think I am. And yes, we're still playing Prince. I will have y'all know that playing Prince, since Prince passed away a lot on my show, is one of my favorite, probably my favorite artist of all time and all music. Prince molded so many thoughts in my mind about sexuality and being yourself, and like music does. Some of y'all listen to Jay-Z and think you can go sell crack and become a $1 million, $100 million rapper. You know, the music does that to you. But anyway, ever since I started playing Prince, I've picked up a new listening demographic city. I want to say what up to Minneapolis. Minneapolis is 4.7% of my listens last week, so I appreciate that, Minneapolis, for tuning in. I will keep banging Prince because he is the godfather and the Jesus of the Light-Skinned Brothers Coalition of America. As y'all know, I'm the vice president of the LA chapter out here in Los Angeles, California, of the Vanilla Brothers Coalition of America. I got close ties with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Will Smith. He kind of borderline light skin. He kind of borderline light brother too. My man Mike Hill from Fox Sports 1. I go do the radio show over there with him and Kirk Morrison. He on the light skin persuasion. And yesterday somebody tried to tell me Drake is light skin. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, Drake is not light skin. Drake is white. He Jewish. That's white right there. You don't meet a lot of black Jewish people. He's not black, man. He's not light skinned. He's Jewish. He's white. Okay? Anyway. Also, too, what makes a legend? I want to get into this because recently on Twitter, I've been going back and forth with people about LeBron James being a legend. And we're going to break this down for you guys today. I want to talk about what a legend is in sports. I got a list of names that people that I believe are legends. I got reasons why people are legends and what makes a legend. And last topic today, we'll touch on the sex scandal of college football with Baylor. You see Ole Miss is in some trouble right now. college football, college basketball, college sports, just in its whole, guys, is a business. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's undermining, it's American as you can get. This country's been built on grime. This country's been built on dirt. This country's been built on controversy. This country's been built on everything other than what they tell you it's been built on. But that's their job. Their job is to tell you it's been built on a bunch of other things, but it has not. And college football is just like it. There's no change in it, and it's not going to change. But the topic I want to get on today, and hopefully my man Shadid Sharp from ESPN is going to join us. I already texted him and see if he'll get into the show. I'm going to probably have him on in about 55 minutes. Also, too, my man Twan out there on Facebook. The invite is open for you, brother, about 10:15. If you want to call in, the call line will be open after I get through this open and rant, and we listen to some more Prince. Everybody's moving right now. When this shit come on, you moving your shoulders, you bouncing at something. You're not sitting still. Like, you just can't sit still. That's how great the music was. But anyway, we'll also move on to the topic of college sports, athletics, these sex scandals, these potential rapes that are happening. I'm going to bring on a graduate from a historically black college, Florida A&M University down in Tallahassee, Florida, which is right up the block from Florida State where they had the Jameis Winston incident. And I want to talk to Shadid and ask him, why don't we see these type of stories at large coming from black programs? A lot of these black colleges have a very historic type history, historic type program. When you think of the Hampton Howard game, when you think of the real HU, when you think of the Bayou Classic, the Battle of the Bands, when you think about Grambling State and what Eddie Robinson, with the type of legacy that he left there, you know what I'm saying? I want to know why we don't see it there. There's entitlement there. There's privilege there. There's black athletes at these black colleges who may believe that they deserve a chick or deserve a little money, deserve this. But why does it seem that their programs can stay a little cleaner than the bigger white programs, where I honestly think it's just a white entitlement athlete atmosphere that is created? But then you also have black kids there too. So I don't want to be the guy that just points out this isn't a black and white thing. This is a white major college and a way for me to big up the historically black colleges that seem to be able to stay free of a lot of this major stuff that we see going on. Yes, it's probably a big money differential. We know that. We know there's a huge money differential as far as payouts and facilities. I mean, hell, there's black colleges, I believe, didn't South Carolina State just had to close their football program? So this isn't, I'm not making this a color thing. This is more or less me just wanting to take the time to delve, because you know I'm the big vanilla color card. The big vanilla Shaq, big vanilla Wade for 85-15. Y'all already know the deal. But this is my way of bigging up the black historically college and being able to keep these scandals low. And I'm not saying that that's not happening, but we're not hearing about it on these college scandals. And if we were, we're hearing more about these bans and these hazing things that are going on. That's disturbing too. So I'm not here to try to let a certain ethnic university off the hook. I just want to bring some light to something positive and something good that's going on these historically black colleges. Also, I want to talk to Laker fans for a quick second towards the end of the show. I want to tell you guys why you guys should have been happy that Kevin Durant was eliminated in the Western Conference Finals. But as I've had a few days to think about it, I want to tell you all, get rid of the idea that Kevin Durant's coming to LA. And that's going to bring me into my first opening rant this morning about my man KD. Now, Kevin Durant, I saw play in high school. I saw Kevin Durant play for Montrose Christian Academy. Shout out to my big brother, Dennis Marshall, who played, coaches basketball, does a lot with a lot of kids for years and years and years. His son, Kendall Marshall, my nephew, he's trained them, AAU tournaments. I've seen LeBron, Carmelo, Chris Paul, any young major or any young, 12-year and under superstar in the NBA, I saw them play AAU basketball. I saw them play high school basketball. I was at tournament after tournament. I was at game after game, Friday night after Friday night, Saturday night after Saturday night. The best that the NBA has to offer from Westbrook. I went to the Jordan Classic game every year when it was in DC. When Jordan was running the Wizards, that Jordan Classic game that's in Chicago now was in DC every year. I lived 25 minutes from Verizon Center. I was there every year. I was there when Sean May and Amari Stoudemire were co-MVPs in the game. Sean May hit 6 3-pointers. I've been to the McDonald's All-American game when it was in that area. I was young enough to see Corey Benjamin, Kobe Bryant, all those guys. So my point is, I've seen Kevin Durant in the DMV area up close and personal. Now, Kevin Durant, I am a fan of. I think Kevin Durant is a phenomenal basketball player. I think Kevin Durant is one of the best scorers I've ever seen, especially at his height and his length. But the one thing I have to say about Kevin Durant is that Kevin Durant has what we get on LeBron James a lot about not having. Now, this is going to be a moment where, I'm going to big up LeBron James in the sense that LeBron James does take unnecessary criticism in many, many, many ways. Many ridiculous ways that even I will never agree to. Teammate camaraderie and chemistry. Hey, some people are just a little weird. Some people are just a little aloof. Some people like certain people. Some people like other people. Now, that's not to say that I agree with it, but I just don't really see why you would criticize him over that. Kobe Bryant was my guy. Kobe Bryant was aloof as hell. He didn't really hang with teammates. He didn't probably like most of his teammates. Most of his teammates probably didn't like him. That's fine. I played on varsity football teams in high school, mainly the worst year of my high school career, my senior year, because I had to transfer from Garfield to Potomac, which should have never happened. I should have remained at Garfield. I'd have been all Cardinal District. I was balling all through the summer in training camp, 7-on-7, our scrimmages. I was out there doing my thing. Had to transfer to Potomac. Potomac ran a 3-4. I was used to playing a 4-3 linebacker position. And it did. It confused me. I'd never done it before. At this point, I'm only 17 years old. I'm trying to learn a position. But anyway, change of scenery sometimes is good. Change of scenery sometimes really hurts. And when I was on that team, I had teammates there that didn't like me, and I didn't like most of them. Most of them didn't like me, and I didn't like most of them. Probably 2 or 3 guys on the team I liked, and probably 1 guy on the team liked me. I probably liked the guy that didn't like me back, and that's fine. Some athletes are just like that. Some locker rooms are just like that. Some teams are just like that. You go back to the 85 Bears, most of those guys will tell you they weren't the biggest fan of Jim McMahon. They weren't, but they respected him. They loved him because he was his teammate. And he bought the game every single Sunday. In sports, you just want guys to play. I'm dead serious, man. There's been plenty of teammates. Now, I much rather like my teammates. I much rather hang out with my teammates. I much rather have my married teammates come hang out with my wife and myself. I much rather it be that way. But if it's not, it's just not. We still get paid, or we still got pride, or we still trying to win a championship. Or if you're in high school, we all still trying to get to some sort of college. We're all trying to do something. So, let's just do what we got to do in the field. Then after the game, you go my way, I go my way. I mean, you go your way, I go my way. Simple as that. Kevin Durant is one of those guys who does not have the killer instinct that we blame LeBron James for not having. Now, I blame LeBron James for not having that killer instinct. It's one of the reasons why I'm not a LeBron James fan. I think when he hits a clutch shot, people will get on the internet real fast. Oh, but he's not clutch, right? Oh, but he's not. No, he's not clutch, okay? He's not what we have categorized as clutch over the last 35, 40 years in basketball. He does not fit that description. Now, if you want to change it to fit today so you can feel good about your argument, your decision to have a man crush on LeBron James, then fine. I'm going to debate against that all day long. I don't like rule changes when we're debating. We've been debating about sports this way for all these years. That's what, just like unwritten rules in baseball. I don't really care about them. If somebody goes, do you think they're dumb? I don't think they're dumb. I don't think they're good. I just don't care about them. But I actually like to watch them play out because they stay consistent and they stay true to what they're telling you. Baseball isn't saying, oh no, we don't have unwritten rules, and then go out and throws out a hitter who watched the home run, and try to show up a pitcher, or stealing with an 8-run lead, in the 8th inning, trying to tackle on runs, stealing, things like that. When you can see the other teams is not waiting for it, they're not looking for it. There's these unwritten rules. I don't really care about them. What I do care about is the simple fact that they stay consistent about it. And I've always been consistent about killer instinct in pro athletes. Quarterbacks who can make the last drive, stick it in the end zone, shove the football up your ass. Montana, Elway, Marino, Thomas the Great. Go look at the list of the most fourth quarter comebacks, game tying, game leading, taking the lead touchdowns in history. Those are the quarterbacks you see. Killer instinct. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, I'm trying to think of other guys. I don't want to just use up to Jerry West was known as Mr. Clutch, can hit last second shots. Dwayne Wade is clutch. I always thought Wade's clutch. Dirk Nowitzki has always been clutch to me. Killer instinct. Foot on the throat, I'm coming for you. Paul Pierce, Paul Pierce, P2 has a lot of clutch baskets. I'm talking clutch. Big moments. Jesus Shuttlesworth, Ray Allen. Clutch. Killer instinct. In golf, Tiger Woods when he's in his prime. In NASCAR, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Dale Sr., Dale Jr., Brad Keselowski. Go look at the names of guys who come up in the last 5 laps. Been playing the middle, playing the top 10, most of the 500, most of the 600, most of the 250, most of the 300, whatever the race is. Play the middle, play towards the top, but at the end, that guy that's been leading the last 89, 121, 141 laps, 9 times out of 10 don't win the race. He doesn't have that killing instinct. He's good enough to lead a lot of laps, but he can't close the race. Pete Sampras in tennis, Serena won. You know why Serena wins 6-1, 6-1, 6-0, 6-2, 6-2, 6-0. 6-2, 6-0 means she just mopped your ass in the second set. You didn't get nothing. You didn't get anything. Killer instinct. I already beat her 6-2. She's got nothing for my backhand. She's got nothing for my forehand. She's got nothing for my net press game. She's got nothing for my serve. I'm putting this chick away. I'm not even playing with her. 52 minutes, 53 minutes. That's less than an hour. Match over. She hasn't even worked up a sweat. You know what type of shape Serena Williams is in? She hasn't even worked up a sweat. I sweat walking up 3 flights of stairs. That's that's half a set of tennis to her with all that running back and forth. Kevin Durant, we need to just say it, guys. And I like Kevin Durant. And I think Kevin Durant is a phenomenal talent. I think Kevin Durant is a great basketball player. Kevin Durant does not have the killer instinct that we want our superstars to have. He just doesn't have it. Because he didn't play bad in Game 7. He played really good in Game 7. But when it was time to close them out in 2 straight games, he could not do it. That's a lack. I don't want to hear about the others. I know Shaq loves the others. I love the others. You think I don't love Bill Laimbeer? You think I don't love Rick Mahorn? You think I don't love Dennis Rodman and John Sally? It ain't just Isaiah and Dumars. I love all the others of my great Pistons. It wasn't just Chauncey Billups. I love Shee. I love Ben. I love Rip. I love Tay. I love Corliss Williamson off the bench. We was a team. I love the others. But in closeout games, it's not the others. The superstars close out teams. The superstars throw to the other superstars on the team. When have you seen a late game touchdown, pass throw to take the lead or tie in a huge moment where it wasn't to the number one or the number one receiver or the all-pro tight end? When? Yeah, John Taylor. You can bring up John Taylor in the Super Bowl against the Bengals. Fine. There's one. I didn't say none. I just said how many. How many? How many do we see Chris Carter have? How many do we see Jerry Rice have? How many do we see Randy Moss have? In the NFL today, how many do we see Odell Beckham have? Julio Jones, AJ Green, Brandon Marshall, Dez Bryant. How many do we see those guys have? It's them. You don't see the third receiver, I'm a Dolphins fan. You don't see Rashad Matthews. It's going to Jarvis Landry. That's who it's going to. It better be going to Jarvis Landry. Run a scheme, get him off of double coverage. You run your route, do your job because you're great. Get off this double coverage. I don't care if they know the ball's going to him. We knew the ball was going to Randy Moss. In the NBA, you have to be able to deliver when everybody and their mama's mama know you are getting the basketball. Your mindset has got to be, I don't give a shit if Moses and Abraham are guarding me. I'm about to bust both their biblical asses. Kevin Durant doesn't have that. I've seen it now. He doesn't have that. OKC didn't choke. We're so quick to say a team chokes. We're so quick as society to take credit away first. I always make sure if it's a player I don't rock with, I let everybody know what I do like about the guy, what the guy is good at. But of course, people don't hear that because the brain is conditionally put together. Your thought process, the way we're brainwashed in society, is to hear what you want to hear and see what you want to see, regardless of what's being said to you. Regardless of what's being said to you. You could get a new job right now. Your boss can tell you, I hate when people are late. It drives me crazy. Quickest way to get written up by me. Quickest way to lose your job in your first 90, 120, 60, whatever how many days you got to wait for your little introductory period when you start a new job. But a veteran in the office can come to you and say, man, don't let that scare you, man. Sometimes I'm late, 2-3 minutes. They're not going to trip. See, you heard that. You still are acting like you didn't hear what the man who interviewed you, who's going to make sure you get paid, you get your benefits, you're taken care of, you get a nice cubicle or a nice office or a nice desk, or takes you guys out for drinks sometimes for happy hour, and you can win vacations through this guy's program he put together. He's the guy who told you being late. How many of you guys out there listening right now are late to work? Be honest. How many of you are late to work, but you already know, you've been told, don't be late. You don't want to hear that. What you want to hear is that it's okay a little bit because traffic or my kids or my this or my that. I get that. I get life. I get life. Kids at about 5, 6 years old, man, when they start school, they're hell to wake up at 5:45, 6 a.m. in the morning. Especially when they want to stay up the night before. And bed, please, no, you're telling them, no, you got to go to bed. You got to get up at 5:30, 5:45. We got to get out of here early. Because you got to take your kid to daycare. You got to take him to the bus stop, or you got to take him to school, or you're doing your parent thing. You're doing your mommy daddy shit. Some people are built a certain way. Some people are not. I've always said it about LeBron. He doesn't have that killer instinct. He crumbles under pressure. He always has. My main beef, and it always has been my beef with him, is the fact that I don't like front runners. Don't showboat when you're up big, especially when you know you have an overmatched opponent. It's in the line of bullying. We saw Ronda Rousey get away with it her whole MMA career, or UFC career. She's allowed to talk shit, bully girls that she knew she could really bully. She got her ass kicked. She won't say nothing to Holly Holm. She won't talk shit to Misha Tate, but she's talking about she'll beat the shit out of Kim Kardashian. Like, what is that? What does that have to do with anything about your career? And I'm not a Kardashian person at all, but what did Kim do to you? This little Armenian, do nothing millionaire celebrity did what to you? Why would you even come out and say that? She talks shit when she knows that there's no repercussion for it. Like, Kim can't beat her up. We know that. Kim can't beat her up. She made her comment. She openly throws Floyd Mayweather all this shade. Throws Floyd Mayweather under the table, showing white athlete entitlement over and over again. She knows Floyd can't hit her. She knows Floyd can't confront her. So she's going to talk shit. The same type of example. Some people just know how to showboat and hot dog when they know they have an overmatched opponent. But when the pressure hits, pressure busts pipes. It busts pipes. It busts balls. It busts titty. All y'all women, y'all got it too. Y'all succumb to pressure too. Busting them pipes. Oh, that sounded kind of nasty. I said busting them pipes. That's kind of nasty. Tiger Woods is the same way. It looked good, man, when he was rolling. He looked good. How many times we watched Tiger? And I'm a Tiger Woods fanatic. I was playing golf. I was buying clubs and buying spikes and buying golf shirts. I don't buy no damn golf shirt. What the hell am I doing in this section? My thick ass trying to find a golf shirt. They all thin. They show your whole build. They ain't got no real form to them. It's like putting on saran wrap. You kind of think you got a little belly and shit. You don't want to look fat on the golf course. I was buying I'm trying to find golf shirts. $85 for a polo to go play some golf in. Buying golf gloves, trying to find the right glove for the right grip for my clubs, trying to learn clubs, trying to learn distance and shit because of Tiger Woods. But how many times we watch that man succumb to pressure and walk off courses in the middle of tournaments? Not even like waiting to see if he's going to miss the cut. Not even seeing when he's going to miss the cut. Pressure. Kevin Durant does not have killer instinct. Russell Westbrook does not have killer instinct. And I'm going to flip this to my Laker fans out there listening. Don't clamor for those two guys to end up in LA. I'm telling you right now, you guys need to start learning how to look deeper in sports. That's why I love what I do. That's why I'll never stop. That's why I'll debate anybody on any topic, any place, anywhere, anytime, any way you want to do it. And 9 times out of 10, 85-15, I'll eat your ass up. I have biased views like everybody else, guys. I try to keep them very small. I try to keep them to a minimum. Didn't even have to think about it. It came right out. Minimum. I messed that word. I think that is one of the hardest words in the English dictionary. When you're talking fast like I do, being a suburban city guy, talk fast, get your point across real fast. I'm a salesman. Got to talk fast. Got to overload information. That's what we do. Salesman, I've been in sales all my life. My first job was a sales job at 14 years old. I've been selling everything. There's nothing I have not sold. Except for houses. I've sold mortgages, but I didn't sell the actual house. But I sold mortgages and second mortgages and title loans. I've sold sneakers, cars, gym memberships, personal training programs, food, jewelry, like retail, clothes, everything. I've sold everything. There's very little I haven't sold. I'm a salesman. Talk fast. Got to get it out. Got to overload you with information so I can get you to focus on certain things. You see how that works? And you guys don't want to believe the media does it to you every single day. You ever watch the news? Everything is quick. Earlier today, a man was shot in some. Kathleen, over in Bosnia later on this afternoon, there will be the first summit of the blah, 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 blah. We go to Judy in New York. Hi, I'm live from here. You see, that's 3 damn topics in like a minute and a half. Your mind doesn't function that fast. It's called sensory overload. It's called sensory overload. They do it to you in sports too, people. Take the time to rewatch a game. Take the time to DVR something. Sit back, relax, roll you up some. Have Mary Jane come knock on the door and say what up to you for a minute. Pour you a little ginger ale or a little cognac, whatever you like, and rewatch some games. The reason why I dig deeper I think deeper than the average sports fan is because I watch some games. I'll watch them again. Sometimes I'll turn the volume down. I got advice from somebody one time talking sports and talking Killer Instinct. He told me, he goes, VJ, if you really want to see who has Killer Instinct, if you really want to see who has just that it factor, who is just purely better, turn the volume down and watch sports. Turn the volume down and watch sports. It takes 5 minutes to see who legitimately is just the best player out there all around. Killer instinct, thought process, mental ability, mental capacity to make the right play, and then, of course, all the athletic ability that you see. But the commentators will skew things for you if you believe and listen to them. I love listening to Gus Johnson call a college football game because I just think the guy's cool the way he says certain things. Mike Tirico when it comes to football. I love a good Mike Breen bang when somebody hits a three-pointer in basketball. Marv Alberts, yes, has been a staple in our basketball lives since, the early 80s. I mean, he got his own damn network called the Yes Network out of it. I'm all for it, but don't let the media write the narrative for you guys when it comes to these athletes in sports. And I will honestly, openly admit right now, some people are right. Kevin Durant does get a pass that some athletes don't, but I'll tell you why. And Colin Cowherd said it this morning. I just tweeted him, "You're late to the party, dude." I said this a year ago. And the media is normally late to the party. They just act, especially sports media, they just act like they're ahead of you. If you come to me, I'm going to get on my little cocky professional horse for me. If you come listen to my show more, you'll hear me say things that get said on television 3 and 4 days later. It happens I'm being real. It happens all the time. Ask anybody listen to my show. This morning he talked about him and Christy Leahy, who actually is growing on me. The girl that's on the show now is actually growing on me. When I first started watching the show, I'm like, she's kind of corny. She reminds me of Michelle Beadle, and I can't stand Michelle Beadle. But she's growing on me because I see that she's not like Michelle Beadle. She's totally different. She has a lot of respect in the NBA world. A lot of journalists and stuff respect her. And I did some research on her. She's actually very good at her job. I saw her at a Laker game and I saw her at a Clipper game. She's seems to be a very pleasant young lady, and she's actually going to get her own show with Fox. They're working on that now, or they've been working on it. It's coming up soon. Something new is going to start with them. Also, Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock have a new show that starts on June 13th. So I knew it was only a matter of time before they hooked that coon up with Colin. He's been doing Colin's show, filling in way too much. And I told somebody, I'm not going to mention his name, but I reached out to an anchor that I know, and I said, how the hell did he get that spot like that with Colin? Then it just dawned on me, it was a coon. They've been looking for a coon to put with Colin. They have to put a coon with Colin. They're not going to be able to put no real brother. They can't put Sean King with him. You know what I'm saying? They can't put a few brothers in the industry I know with him. They're going to tell the truth too much. He goes against that grain of what they believe in. Jason Whitlock he's a coon. Just simple as that. It is what it is. And I got the call line lighting up. I love this, man, when the call line start lighting up, man. Got somebody coming in from one of my favorite cities in the country because they got one of my favorite black hood malls in the whole nation, man. If you ain't never been to the Fayetteville Mall in North Carolina, you ain't seen a real cool, have anything you could ever want for your wardrobe hood black mall, man. So this call's coming in from Fayetteville, North Carolina. You're live right now with VJ Wright on Sportsmanlike Conduct. What's your beef?
What's going on, man? It's Jeremy signing in from Kansas City. Let's get it.
My man Germs. It's been a minute since my man Germs. Yo, man, let me tell y'all something about this dude Germany real quick, man.
Here we go.
This dude was easily, and I'm being real, man. Garfield High School, 1993, 94, 95. You ask anybody at that school, the best player in that high school didn't play on the varsity basketball team. The best player in that school didn't play on and I know there was Chris King, and I know there was Kendrick Perkins, and I know there was Mike Campion and all them cats. I know that. I balled with them. I played summer league with them. But I always felt that the best basketball player in that school didn't play on the team. If Germany ran the 1 or 2 for us, because we could have kept Eric at the 2. Eric was a great 2 guard. If Germ ran the 1 for us, we'd have beat Potomac. We'd have beat all them teams. Because he'd have canceled out Mookie Felder. Germany Turner would have canceled out Mookie.
I appreciate that.
No, you know that's real, B. You know that's real, B. You brought that Alexandria kind of city ball to the suburbs, and it's there now. But back then, Germ, we were suburban kids, dude. Like, I don't try to act like Woodbridge was the hood. Yeah, we had violence and we had some gangs, and most of the people were wannabes. Now, it wasn't really a lot of gangsters because it only took 5 or 6 years for a lot of them dudes to start snitching. And now when I ask about them at 38 years old, people are like, oh, you ain't heard, dog? Or you ain't heard? I'm like, nah, man, I got out of all of that when I left high school. I don't know what the hell, like after 18, I don't know what the hell happened in Dallas. I'm like, oh, man, he in witness protection in Georgia. He was like, huh? Like, what? Hold up. You the same dude that was banging hard in high school is in witness protection for snitching. So, and I just went, and also too, Germany Turner was easily one of the best freestyle rappers I ever saw in my life with my own eyes.
You bringing back memories,
and that's what, dude.
Got it out,
dog. There was no listen. Let me tell you something, dog. The pep rally where you just grabbed the mic and started flowing. You had 1,300 students packed into that beautiful gym of ours that I go home to visit, and I go see the gym is beautiful, Germany. They redid the walls, they redid the floors, they got new bleachers in there. You know Garfield got money, so they ain't gonna let their school go to crap. No, the gym is gorgeous. The gym is beautiful. But 1,300 students in there, rock white teachers, Mr. Dalek, Mr. Uppercoat, like dancing with no rhythm, with no style, but because Germany Turner was on the mic, I'd never seen no shit like that before. I'm like, hold up. This dude come to my house and play Street Fighter with me, and this brother is rocking the whole damn gym right now, freestyling at the pep rally. So I just got to give you love like that, man, because you a true friend of mine, dog.
I appreciate it.
You a true friend of mine, man. So what's good, though, man? What's up?
I figure I'm calling in because, you know, me and you, we always have our difference of opinions with LeBron.
Okay.
You know, and I'm just wondering, and I want to know why. Why do you feel that he will not be elected one day?
Because I believe a legend, and this is a great segue, man. And LeBron James is honestly, he's turned into my favorite topic. I love talking about the guy because I keep telling people, it's not that I don't hate him. His fan base is rational. This is what makes me not really cheerful. Okay, anyway, a legend. See, a legend, I got a list right here. A legend in sports, Germany, means certain things to me. I mean, you have to change the game rule changes, culture changes, and it's got to be positive. It can't be negative culture change. It's got to be positive image, culture change. And I'm going to just go through some names right here. And you tell me if LeBron James even matches any of these names here, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Muhammad Ali, number 1. Babe Ruth. Now, I'm not a big baseball guy at all, but the man was a legend, whether you like the Yankees or whether I'm trying to be unbiased here. Babe Ruth is a legend. Tim Kirchin will still tell you right now from ESPN that Babe Ruth is one of the top 5 baseball players of all time. And he's saying there's just no argument. The man was hitting 500 feet home runs when they were playing at the Polo Grounds in New York. That the wall was 480 feet away. It wasn't like it is today. Anyway, Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's a legend. Michael Jordan's a legend. Magic Johnson's a legend. Larry Bird. I got question marks next to Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant. I'll explain that in a minute. Usain Bolt to me is a legend. When you run that damn fast and you captivate the world like that and you break every 100-meter record that has ever been run, and there's been no steroid stories, there's been no HGH stories, there's been nothing, even a hint that he's done anything. Legend. Dale Earnhardt Sr. Legend. Jeff Gordon. Legend. Pete Sampras. Legend. Mike Tyson. Legend. And that's just some of the names. You can't even tell me LeBron even fits with any of those guys.
Well, I tell you, the reason why, I'm not saying right now, I just feel like at that position, at the power forward, because he's not a guard. At the power forward position, a kid that size, that speed, I mean, it's just a position. This is almost like Curry almost. I've never seen a guy, and you know, kind of like it is. Curry, the way he shoots that ball, man, the NBA has never, ever seen a shooter so deadly accurate to shoot the ball from his hip, from his neck, from on top of his forehead, and just accurate, you know. But I just think at those positions, both of those guys, to me, I haven't seen it from the time I've been watching basketball. You know, I haven't seen a guy that size to move like that. I ain't seen a shooter that can shoot like that. And I got a lot of respect for Reggie Miller and Ray Allen, but neither one of them could do the things that boy could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. And I'm not putting Curry up there. Somebody hit me, this guy, Twan, from Facebook was like, oh, but I bet. If you look at the comment I posted, he put, but I bet you're saying Curry is. And see, stuff like that, I just eat up, dude. I just eat that type of shit up. Because did I say Curry was a legend? No. But you automatically went to Curry because I said something against LeBron. And that proves my point over and over and over again. I always say this in sports. If you have to bring up another player's name, when I'm talking about the player you like, that's the player you feel a threat from. That's the player that you think can take the mantle from the dude that you praise right now and the guy that you love. And see, my thought process is different. Like Tom Brady. People say, oh, you're on Tom Brady's nuts, or you're on this, or you're on that. Well, I'm a Michigan guy, so I saw Brady as a true freshman. So I'm no bandwagon jump. I've been on Brady since he was wearing the wing helmet in Ann Arbor, leading us to an 11-1 record his senior year and beating Sean Alexander and the Alabama Crimson Tide in the Orange Bowl in overtime. So I've been Brady since then. This ain't nothing new to me. But when you look at a guy like Brady who wins with no matter what you have around him, they have changed running backs, receivers. They won't pay his left tackle. They wouldn't pay his center. They wouldn't pay his star corner. They wouldn't pay Aloy Malloy, the big safety. They let Vince Wilfork go. They let Richard Seymour. They don't care. And the man still goes out and does what he does year after year after. And we're going on 16 straight years of complete, utterly dominance. But I don't have to go, well, Aaron Rodgers doesn't this, or Ben Big, because because there's no threat. I don't feel a threat. I never felt the threat to Isaiah. I never felt the threat to Grant Hill when he was with my pitch. I'm not that kind of fan. So when I throw up that LeBron's not a legend, people, well, I bet you're saying this guy. No, I'm not. Curry's in year 5, year 6, dude. I can't judge that. Now, back to LeBron, because I want to keep this on LeBron. LeBron James, when you say we haven't seen this before, yes, we have. His name was Magic Johnson. He was the original 6'9" dude who could do everything. No, he couldn't shoot that well when he first came in the league. We know that. Neither could LeBron. And LeBron's on the back end of his jumper career now. He shot like 38% outside of 15 feet this season. He shot 31% from the three. He's on the downhill of his shooting in his career right now. His jumper's been broke for the last 2 seasons. So you can't be a legend if you're still in your prime and there's something still suffering in your game. I talked yesterday about his defense. LeBron James is a great defender. He's just not consistent. When games are out of hand or when there's any type of controversy arriving, you can watch people blow right by him and him turning and pointing to his teammates. He does it all the time, but his fan base never sees that. A guy like me does. A guy like me does. And when you start like comparing legends to me change. Ali changed things. Jeter changes what we think a shortstop should be now. LeBron doesn't change what we think a small forward should be right now because all small forwards shoot the three. I mean, shit, we got centers shoot now. Centers actually shoot three-pointers now.
What I'm saying is, I know Magic Johnson was the original, but he was a guard. That's the first thing. And Magic Johnson ain't never had that kind of speed. Even when he was a kid growing up, he ain't had that damn speed. You know that. Magic Johnson was fast, man.
Magic, well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because Magic led something in the 80s. You might have heard of it, Germany, because you're a very knowledgeable basketball fan, one of the most knowledgeable basketball guys I know. They led it something called, what was it? Begin with an S. Oh, yeah, Showtime. He led something called Showtime. And I'm going to tell you this. 80% of the damn highlights I watch, the man is running full speed up and down the damn court, leading that break. So I disagree now. As far as fast, okay, well, maybe he was LeBron's faster. Well, shit, Westbrook was probably faster than Isaiah Thomas, but he ain't lead no break and break dudes down like Isaiah did. Iverson was another fast guy. Iverson was fast. So, if you want to say fast, like foot race fast, yeah, but basketball fast, no, I'm not. I'm going to disagree with that because Magic led Showtime, and Showtime is the greatest. And in my opinion, Showtime is the greatest. We'll call it a stitch. Showtime was the greatest stitch I ever saw in basketball. As far as a nickname you gave a team because of something that they did.
During that time frame. Showtime was awesome, and he also had a great supporting cast.
Yeah, he did.
You cannot fail to mention that. You cannot fail to mention that supporting cast that he had for a decade. So then we flip it back to LeBron. Has he had the same supporting cast that Magic had? Quality of players? Is that a true answer?
No.
You say yes or no?
No, I'll give you that. Absolutely not. But the game is also different today. Okay? And the game has changed. See, like, he can't have a Kareem because there are no big men who want to really learn and play the post and become. I'm afraid my Pistons are going to try to turn Andre Drummond into a jump shooter, dude. That's going to piss me off because there's nobody in the league that can guard him when his back to the basket. He was even shitting on Jordan this year. He was shitting on DeAndre Jordan when they played the Clippers. There's nobody in the league.
Yeah, he did. Yes,
maybe Valanciunas. Yeah. Maybe Valanciunas gave him some trouble. But there's nobody in the league that could guard him. But as I watched that playoffs go, I saw one too many jump hooks. I saw a few little 12-foot face-up jumpers. And in my head, I'm like, here we go. The same thing with Anthony Davis. Why has Anthony Davis developed a three-point shot? For what? Why? You're turning him into everybody else. He's easier to guard. Dude, if I coached in the NBA right now, I'd win 45 games with an average team. You give me not a bad team. I won't do it with a bad team. I'm not going to lie. But if you give me like that Pelicans team, dog, and you put me in the Eastern Conference, I'd win 48 games as their head coach. Because, first of all, Anthony Davis, get your ass inside 10 feet. Nobody can stop you. You have an unstoppable floater. You have an unstoppable jump hook. Your face-up jumper is soft as hell. Most of his shots bounce on the rim and fall in. He doesn't switch a lot. He gets a lot of bouncing because his touch is so soft. He's got a great touch.
Right.
So, but what are they doing? So, what's the NBA today? So, to flip back to LeBron and the supporting cast, he won't have a Kareem today because he can't have a Kareem today. Because nobody will play the post. So even though your argument is super valid and you got that over me, Magic had a better supporting cast, fine. But those years in Miami, not in Cleveland, those years in Miami, and now this year in Cleveland, I don't want to hear no shit. If they don't win this year, dude, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear any. But you,
I give you my, V, I'll give you my word. I will call the show and I will pay homage. Okay, if he don't pull all this, I will pay homage. Okay.
Well, see, the thing is,
keep out of me. You know.
But the thing is, it's not you. I'm not speaking to you personally. Just in general, we know. I'll tell you right now, it'll be Kevin Love's fault. They'll blame Kevin Love because Kevin Love is the kind of guy like Draymond Green is a tough-minded NBA player. Kevin Love will have some moments. Kevin Love will hit some threes. But this is not Atlanta. This is not Toronto. Bismack Biyombo and Valanciunas, they stay in the post. They stay in the paint. That's where they are. So a guy like Love can get out to the perimeter. Did you see Biyombo trying to chase him out to the perimeter? It was kind of sad to watch, especially for people who think they want to give Biyombo $18 million. You want to give Biyombo $18 million? Just go back and watch the Eastern Conference Finals, please. Because most 3s and 4s that he's probably going to have to guard when teams go big and slide guys down, he's going to have to run out to the perimeter. So if you think $18 million is worth that, then have at it. Have a lot of fun. I wouldn't give it to him. I'd be a smart NBA GM, dude. There's no way I'd pay. You can find guys to block shots. You don't have to pay him $18 million. Ask Oklahoma City. You don't have to pay him that kind of money. You don't have to pay that guy that kind of money. And with Cleveland, I'm gonna tell you, the X factor is gonna be Shannon Fry. He will be the X factor on their success. I feel. Believe it or not, I think he's gonna be the one to me, either gonna take him over the hump off that bench more than any other player, in my opinion. But see, my opinion. They got guys that can match that though. That's the thing with Golden State. And I heard Shannon Fry's name on radio yesterday from different hosts and different callers. But once again, right. This is not Atlanta. This is not Toronto. Festus can chase him out there. Harrison can chase him out there. Draymond can chase him out there. Shit, you could take Livingston and put him on him. Livingston's 6'7". You could take Livingston and put him on him. Livingston matches his height and matches his length. He doesn't have... Right, but the thing is, when Golden State plays small ball and Cleveland plays small ball, Cleveland's still bigger. That's the difference. That's the difference. That is the only difference besides Irving. But when they play small ball, in those positions, they'll still be taller. So I think second, 50-50 balls, it can go either way. It can go either way. Everybody think Golden State is going to run with this. Some people think Cleveland's going to run with this. I think this is going to be a hard-fought series, in my opinion. I do. I'm going two ways on it. That's probably a cop-out, but I put it out there over a week ago before this finals was even set, and I'm going both ways on it. If the NBA and the referees leave this alone, Oklahoma City in 6. They have too many weapons. And everybody wants to keep talking about what LeBron did last year, LeBron put up those numbers because who the hell else was going to help him? If you could go score, what was it, 35? He's 35, 10, and 8. Great number. Listen, it was great numbers. He was 35, 10, and 8 in the finals last year. I get that. But you see in this playoffs, you need Kyrie. He only had one 30-point game this entire playoffs. Because when you have your other stars, you can't just go off. If that's the case, it's like, fine, then go ahead and do that again. You're losing 6 again. So that's why I think those numbers are going to come down. I like more 28, 9, and 7. I think LeBron will be around those kind of numbers. But Kyrie, Love, they have the J.R. Smith. What J.R. Smith are you going to get? We know one game he's going to go 6 for 8 from three-pointer. He does it every series since he's been in the NBA. There's one game this finals he's goes 6 for 8. He'll have 4 rebounds. He'll have 2 steals and a block. And they'll win the game by 4. That'll be one of the games they win. When is he going to show up, though? That's the question. When is he actually going to show up? You just don't know. Absolutely right. It could be game 1. It could be game 2. It could be game 3. You just don't know. But he will have other games where he's 1 of 8 from 3, where he's 2 of 13 from the field. He gets a technical. He gets a flagrant. He's going to have one of those games also. So when I just start to look down the rosters and I start trying to match up the finals, dude, if the NBA and Vegas and the referees just let them play, you can't tell me who's the better team. The better team is Golden State. I don't give a shit if you do have LeBron. There was years that Kobe Bryant was in his prime and clearly the best player on the planet. But if Gasol had his head up his ass and Bynum was still acting stupid, that's when they were getting eliminated. When those guys got their shit together, that's when they went to 3 straight finals and won 2 championships. You're right. So you can have LeBron all you want. You better have everybody else. It's just like Steph. Dude, it's just like the Warriors.
I tell you, V, I'm telling you, this is what I'm telling you. And this is just, once again, my opinion, my basketball IQ. They have to change their strategy from last year because they were able to put 2 and 3 in the box to help out with LeBron, with Andre. Andre needed that support because he couldn't do it by himself. Now this year, you can't bog down that lane like that. You just can't. I can't wait to see the matchup and the strategy on this because one-on-one, there's nobody on their team that can stop him one-on-one. You know what I'm saying?
No. But once again, though, if you want to let LeBron go for 40, fine. You're losing 6 again. I would let LeBron, if I'm Kerr, I let LeBron get his. I guard him one-on-one. He's not going to win a series. You still have Curry. You still have Clay. You still have... It isn't like I'm going to let LeBron get his, but then Curry and Clay aren't going to play. Or Draymond's not going to play. No.
Right.
I'm going to let LeBron get his, but at the end of the day, dude, listen, Golden State wasn't a great defensive team this year. Would they give up 107 a game? But they were averaging 121. Right. So you can have 40 LeBron, but Kyrie, you better sit tight with that little 16. Love, you better sit tight with that little 12. That team, those numbers.
You said something huge last year, though. I think a lot of people forgot what you said last year, and you made a very valid point. You made the comment. LeBron was a team. Correct me if I'm wrong. LeBron was a team, and you felt he ran out of gas.
Yep.
He ran out of gas last year.
Yep.
This year, I think he's more rested because he does have some help. So, like you said, Golden State is the better team, but if Cleveland hitting on all cylinders, it's going to be a great series. I just think it's going to be a great series.
Earlier in the show, Germany, I said I figured out what's wrong with Kevin Durant. And I gave LeBron props because I think LeBron does get it. I do my share of LeBron bashing. There's certain things I just won't touch. I think they're stupid. I won't say he's not that good or LeBron's not, he's not a great player. I don't say shit like that. That's just stupid. The dude's a phenomenal basketball player. I just don't think he's better than certain players that other people thinks he's better than. Namely, Dr. J, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, things like that. But is he the best player in basketball right now? Him and Steph Curry flip a coin. If you're asking me, I'll take Curry because I'm rolling with the Yellow Brothers. But if I have to take LeBron, I got to roll with the Vanilla Brothers coalition, man. I've been playing Prince. I've been playing Prince on my show for like the last damn month since he died, and I done picked up listeners in Minnesota, man. So I got to roll with the Vanilla Brothers, but I don't say little dumb shit like that, but. I figured out what's wrong with Kevin Durant. LeBron gets a lot of credit or discredit for not being a killer. And I'm starting to look at Durant in the same way, man. Not starting, I am 100% looking at Durant in the exact same way because he didn't play bad in Game 7. He actually played really good. He shot great. He rebounded the ball. He played defense. But in a game like that, dude, you have to have that Kobe Jordan in you. Give me the ball. Everybody get the fuck out of the way and just get on my back. And let me do what I do. Let me show y'all why I am one of the best players in the world. And he doesn't have that. You either have that or you don't. You cannot develop that. I don't believe that in sports. You can't develop that. You have to have it.
You're right.
And I'm on the edge now. Right. We from the DMV, man, and we rep Kevin Durant. But I'm telling people right now, if I were Kevin Durant, I have my mind made up right now. He needs to stay in Oklahoma City. Laker fans need to get rid of the idea of Kevin Durant coming here. It's not going to really win you a championship unless he's bringing Russ with him, and then you're going to bring another player next year of top 10 caliber. I would stay right where he is. Stay where you are, dude, because in anywhere else you go, it's going to be mad pressure. The only team he should leave them for is San Antonio. That's it. Not unless Golden State doesn't bring back Harrison, and you free up that money there, and Golden State makes a push for him. But other than that,
well, I agree. He should stay in OKC because first of all, OKC has a great team. Let's not give them credit for what they did this year. They just couldn't finish the key games that they needed. They have a great supporting cast there where he's at. He's not going to go anywhere else in the league and find a cast that's wrapped around it for him. They built that team around that for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
there's no other organization that's going to be, when he gets there, that's going to be wrapped around it for him. So I totally agree with you. He needs to stay in OKC. And not take so much money. So you can keep Westbrook around and a few other players, because I think Ibaka is a free agent too, I believe.
You got to let Ibaka, I would let Ibaka go. That was a mistake. The mistake has been shown. You chose Ibaka over Harden. You chose a shot blocker with a 10-foot jumper who then turned into a three-point shooter over a guy who could go out and get you 35-40 when your other two horses can't do it. See, that's the thing with Golden State too. That's another thing, and that's the thing with Cleveland. Cleveland has that ability. If LeBron's ever off or Kyrie's ever off, Love can still get you 35. If LeBron is off and Love is off, Kyrie can get you 50. You still need your third. You can have a big three. But the key thing that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and even on the radio and other shows I listen to, your number three has to still be able to go get you 35 or 40. He still has to have that type of talent. Ibaka can barely get you 25. So that might not be enough if Durant has 18 and Westbrook has 20 and it's an off shooting night and you don't get anything from Waiters and you don't get anything and you get 8 points from Adams, you get 10 points from Cantor. You're not going to win that game if you're playing a top-notch team. You have to have the third guy has to be able, and that's what Golden State has. If Curry and Klay not on, Draymond can get you 30. If Draymond's not on and Curry's not, we already know what Curry and Klay can do. But Draymond can get you 30.
I know what they can do off the top.
Exactly. Iguodala can get you 25. Sean Livingston can get you 20. Like, they have other guys. And when I look at Cleveland, you're right. The only other guy that can really consistently help them, even as the four, would be the fourth person or fourth option would be Channing Frye. But Channing Frye also has not been in the spot. Channing Frye has not been in a clutch situation like this before. And I always think that when your path to the Eastern Conference or Western Conference is too easy for you, it affects you when you get to a team that had to just go through 7 and had to go through tough injuries. And remember, Curry was out for 3 weeks of the playoffs. No one wants to remember that the guy's still playing with the strained meniscus, the ankle. So they've been through controversy. Draymond kicked somebody in the nuts. They thought Draymond was going to get suspended. I mean, they've been through it. So with things,
after he did that, after Draymond did that, to me, he in that series, his play went down. He didn't play he wasn't the same Draymond that we've seen all season. He didn't have a good series against OKC.
No.
I think when he did that and that talk and the suspension and if he's a dirty player, I think that messed with his mental a little bit, because he was not the same player after that. So
no, I agree with you, and I had to lay off on him a little bit because I live by guy code like most men do. There's just some shit that I don't think men should do to each other, and namely kill each other. That's especially our black brothers out here in the street. That should be number one on the list. Can we please stop fucking killing each other? Yeah, can we still stop fucking killing each other over stupid shit and over blocks and streets that none of y'all own? You don't even own the damn house you live in. You on Section 8. You rent that shit. That ain't even your shit. But anyway. Right. But one thing I don't like either is the nut thing, man. You don't hear. That's why I'm not a Chris Paul fan. Chris Paul has balled his fists up too many times and gone dirty. When you hit somebody down there, dude, like, I don't know if you ever been kicked in the nuts before, but you remember Jenny Long?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember Jenny Long. Yeah. Jenny Long kicked me in my nuts one time. We were in the 8th grade by accident. But she was trying to show me her little karate move, a karate kick. And I was, Vernon, I'm joking around. I'm standing in front of her. I'm like, yo, show me what you learned today. Show me what you learned today. She's like, okay, watch this. And LaToya Deese was there. It was me, Jenny, and LaToya Deese. We were standing on my front porch on Canberra Drive. And she did the kick and then said, yeah. She did the karate noise and everything. And I jumped in front of her too fast. Jenny Long kicked me square in my nuts, dude. I never fell to the ground. Dude, Germany, I've never felt pain like that in my entire life. I laid on my front porch for easily 10 minutes. They were shaking me. Vernon, you okay? Oh my God. Oh, Jenny started crying because she thought I was going to be pissed with her. Jenny started crying. And then they left and went home and left me laying on the damn front porch. I got up. I stumbled through my front door. I stumbled down to my basement and laid on that damn brown sofa for like 30 minutes until the pain went away, dude. I'm sensitive to that shit. That shit hurt. Yeah. Like Eddie Murphy said in Raw, you ain't even got to hit nuts. You can just graze nuts and that shit hurt. You can just sit on your nuts. You ever have the wrong draws and you go to sit down on a hard bench at the varsity game and you sit on one of your nuts? Oh my God. Man, please. So when Draymond did that, I kind of lost a little flavor for me. I'm like, come on, dog. Because I'm going to be real with you. Yeah, I thought the shit was on purpose. I thought it was on purpose. People can say, well, they flail in the NBA. Yeah, they flail. But I've never seen anybody flail their foot and leg in an upward motion in front of them like that as long as I've been watching basketball.
No, he did that shit intentionally.
Yeah. Exactly.
I had a girl kick me in my nuts one time. I checked and I seen peanut butter.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like, that's the type of shit that when somebody do that, you looking for them. Like, the next time you see them, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the next time I see you, next time I see you, it's on.
Hey, Vernon.
Yes.
Hey, Vernon, when I looked to check for peanut butter, I said, damn, she get my nuts all look like peanut butter, but actually that was some mud. I shit on myself so hard.
If you get kicked so hard, you shit on yourself. That is a hard, yo, like, for real, you gotta go get your cousin. You gotta go get your cousin to whoop her ass, man. Like, that's it. She gotta get her ass kicked.
I couldn't even breathe. I had asthma attack. I ain't even had asthma.
Yeah, I'm telling my wife right now, either you whoop her ass or I'm divorcing you. That's just straight up. That's straight up right now. Like, what? Are you serious, baby? If you don't fuck her up right now and kick her ass thoroughly, I swear to you, I'm divorcing you. I'm taking the house, the kids, everything. If you don't whoop her ass right now for kicking me in my damn nuts, whoop her ass now. I got the bail money and everything. V. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Brother V, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. I got to go to another meeting.
Always, Germ.
I've enjoyed it, man. Big time.
Listen, man, happy belated Memorial Day to you, man, and we appreciate you serving the country and keeping us safe, Germany. I really do, man. And
no problem, man. You keep doing what you're doing. You stay positive, man. And the haters and the ones that's faking the funk, man, guess what? They were fake when you met them. You know what I'm saying? You get to see their true color now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I already know a player. Appreciate the love, man. God bless.
All right, brother. Hey, peace.
My man Germany Turner from the bridge, serving the country. That's favorable. No, I forgot he's stationed out in Kansas City right now, serving the country, man. He is a sergeant in the United States Army, so always love to get calls and get love from him. My man Dwayne Davis and Luis Estrada has checked into the chat room this morning. Dwayne Davis says Durant can go to the Clippers. Man, the Clippers, man. If you guys knew the shit I deal with out here with Clipper beat writers and supporters and and their radio people, it's ridiculous, man. The Clippers ain't gonna win shit. The Clippers ain't gonna do shit. Durant's not coming to the Clippers. There's no way in hell he's coming out. If he comes to L.A., he's going to play for the Lakers. He's not coming to L.A. to play for the Clippers. Think about it like this. What free agent has the Clippers got? They don't get nobody. They drafted Blake Griffin. They drafted DeAndre Jordan. And they got a trade in a lucky move from the NBA front office for Chris Paul. What superstars going there? Everybody keeps throwing this Clipper name out there. Even LaMarcus Aldridge, like, LaMarcus could go to the Clippers. So what free agent's gone there? Paul Pierce at age 57 and gave them absolutely nothing this year? What free agent's going there? Josh Smith, who the Detroit Pistons gave $23 million the rest of his contract and say, just go away. Bye-bye. 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 However you want to say adios, arrivederci, ciao, bella. What movie is that from, y'all? I just asked y'all about that too, man. I can't believe I can't believe that we had a debate last week on Facebook about what was better between Harlem Nights and Boomerang. I cannot believe how many people take Harlem Nights over Boomerang. I really don't. I think a lot of y'all are caught up in Richard Pryor and Red Fox. And y'all are forgetting the superstar legendary names that are in Boomerang. Robin Givens, Halle Berry, John Witherspoon, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, David Allen Greer, Grace Jones. Who's my man? Nasty Nelson. That dude's a legend in black theater, man. I forget his real name, but the guy that played Nasty Nelson, Eartha Kitt. I mean, come on, Lena Rashawn. Y'all are bugging, man. Y'all are bugging. There's more lines that we recite and more funniness, I think, that we recite from Boomerang than we do Harlem Nights. I don't know a lot of lines that people go out here and really recite, to their friends and their homeboys and shit from Harlem Nights. But Boomerang, come on, man. Bang, bang, bang. Let me get you some icy hot. He must not be getting the twizzard. He must not be getting the twizzard. We're going to take a quick break, man. When I come back, I'm going to get my man Shadid Sharp on here. I want to talk really quick about why we are not talking about the good programs in college football, namely some of the historically black programs that don't have these serious and these damaging and some of these horrible rape and sex assault allegations like we do at the bigger, more prominent white schools. All that and more coming up with VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct live on Spreaker.com. Not a drop. Raynell says, not a drop. I done fucked him up if he ain't do that karate shit.
You don't have to be beautiful to turn me on. I just need your body, baby, from dusk till dawn. You don't need experience to turn me on. You just leave it all up to me. I'm gonna show you what it's all about. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your kiss. You got to not talk dirty, baby. And if you won't impress me, you can't be too flirty, mama. I know how to undress me. Yeah, I wanna be your fantasy. Maybe you could be mine. You just leave it all up to me. We could have a good time. Don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool. Rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your kiss. Yes. I feel things. Women like girls rule my world. I said they rule my world. At your age, not your shoes, not your shoe size. Maybe we could do the twirl. You don't have to watch Dynasty to have an attitude. You just leave it all up to me. My love will be your food. Yeah, you don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. I love my ridiculous time. I just want your extra time and your kiss.
VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct. We back in the building right now. I want to play something for my cousin Deidre, man. My cousin Deidre passed away. She used to love this damn song. Y'all know I get a little bit of everything on my show right here, man. Little Prince, man. Diamonds and Pearls, man. This is my cousin Deidre shit right here. She used to play this song so much one summer I was hanging out with her, man. It made me not like the song. Like, Deidre, can you please play something else? Please play something else. And she would. This my jam. You crazy. This my jam. But then it grew on me and it made me love the song like tremendously. It's one of my favorite Prince songs now. All because of my cousin Deidre. Rest in peace, sweetheart. We love you so much down here, man. And her birthday will be coming up August 4th too, man. Which ironic is that is we will be at our family reunion then too.
Would you be a happy boy and girl?
Ah, man, Diamonds and Pearls. Shout out to my girl Deidre out there. VJs and Sports Like Conduct. Live on Spreaker.com. Listen to me later on iHeartRadio. On the pick up on the podcast later on. I want to switch to something really quick. I was going to bring my man Shadid in yet, but I know he's busy. My man is doing his thing over at ESPN. I know he's got to run the camera there for NFL Live and all that good stuff. So I want to jump to something that I just saw that I find very interesting, but I also find very stupid. In the NBA, we love to do these comparisons and these eras, and there's all these cool memes out. Would you take this guy or this guy or this guy or this guy? Or this guy did it like this at this time frame, or this guy did it like this at this time frame, and things of that nature. There's something out today where they have a bunch of players at the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 position, and then they have a price next to them. $5 all the way down to $1, and you have $15 to pretty much pick your team. Now, I like stuff like this. Stuff like this is fun to me. Stuff like this gets conversation going. You get to see who likes who, and to me it's awesome. I love it. So for the point guards, they have Curry, Westbrook, Wall, and Irving. Now this shows you how this kind of all sets up for people, right? Curry's $5, CP3 is $4, Westbrook's $3, Wall is $2, and Irving is $1. Okay, $1. At the small forward position, LeBron is $5, Durant's $4, Carmelo's $3, Paul George is $2, Kawhi Leonard is $1. So 2 positions right there. You got 2 of the best at that position. At that position, like the top 2 or 3, that's worth $1. I told somebody, dude, I'll take all $2 and $1 players and beat any team you put together. I'll beat any team you put together. I'll take Wallet for $2, okay? So I want to write this down. I want to make sure I don't go over my 15. I want to have some change. I'm going to have some change left over, and I'm going to still beat you. I'll take John Wall for $2, okay? I'll take Kawhi Leonard for $1. I have 2 of the best players in the entire NBA, and I still have $13 to spend. Do you guys understand that? $12 to spend, excuse me. Even at the shooting guard, Klay Thompson is $2, so I'll take Klay. I have only spent $5. Who the hell made this dumbass meme up? And at the power forward position, you have Anthony Davis for $5, you have Blake Griffin for $4, you have Aldridge for $3, Bosh for $2, Kevin Love for $1. Well, I'll spend a little money here, and I'll go top notch. I'll take Davis for $5. All right? I'll take Davis for $5, so I've only spent $10 so far. And then at the centers, Cousins, Drummond, Jordan, Horford, and the Whiteside. I'm a Pistons fan, so I got to take Andre Drummond. So Andre Drummond's $4. I'll take Drummond, and that's $14. So my starting 5 is Wall at the 1, Klay at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Davis at the 4, Drummond at the 5. I don't care what team you put together, I'm winning. I don't care what other team you put together, I'm winning. With that amount of money right there. And even if I wanted to go everything cheaper, instead of spending money on Anthony Davis, I'll still go Bosh. Healthy Bosh, I'll still go Boshy. And then still go Drummond for $4. Bosh is going to spread the floor. Drummond is blocking and getting rebounds and alley-oop and dunking. John Wall is 20 and 10 at the point. Mama named him Klay. I'm going to call him Klay. We already know what he does. And then I got one of the best, probably if not considered the best two-way player in the league, and Kawhi Leonard. I don't care if you get Curry and LeBron and Durant, LeBron are in the same category, so you can't take them 2. They play the same. You got to take one from each position. Harden's going to turn the ball over. They got Jimmy Butler for $4. Dwayne Wade for $3. You got Blake Griffin for $4. You got Westbrook for $3. And you got Melo for $3. Melo's $1 player. PG3 for $2. And you got Kawhi Leonard for $1. Just on that alone, I'm whooping ass. My man Louis Estrada jumped in the building right now. Hey, VJ Wrestling Show tonight at 8 o'clock. I do all types of radio, y'all. We're gonna talk some wrestling. I still enjoy my wrestling. I do. It's a new era of guys coming in. It's more for the entertainment. I know the matches are all. I mean, you got the internet nowadays. You can't possibly believe it, and you're just you just need to grow up at that point. You can't possibly believe in it. But it is the era. New eras coming in. New wrestlers. New young guys. All the old guys are gone. I hope for good now. I don't want to see The Rock anymore. I don't need to see The Rock at WrestleMania anymore. I don't need to see, Triple H anymore. I don't need to see Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley. Like, give these guys shows. Let them do shows. Let them go. Let them come train guys, man. Like, do that part of it. Like, let them do that shit. Goodness gracious. But I do like the new era. The new era is cool. Wrestling show with Louis Estrada tonight. I did like the way they did the storyline with Cena the other night and the way they flipped AJ Styles to turn him heel, which was smart because more heels are always better than face. I don't care what anybody says. They wanna keep Seth Rollins heel. It's just not gonna work because the crowd loves Seth Rollins too much. They're trying to create more heels so Roman Reigns is one of the only faces that they have left because the crowds are stupid. They have to cheer a face at some point. Like they cheered Cena the other night. They normally boo John Cena. They cheered him the other night. On to the Legends talk real quick, man. We're not going to go long today, guys. I'm going to go for about another 15 minutes. And as a matter of fact, Lewis, if you're listening, call in, man. I want to get your opinion on something real quick. Legends in sports. Lately, I've been going back and forth with this guy and a few other guys online about LeBron James being a legend. I'm like, dude, he's not a legend. You young, dumb kids. You guys don't do research. You don't think for yourself. You let the media think for you. You go by. See, we didn't have that problem in my generation because we didn't have the internet. We didn't have the internet. The internet didn't come out till my senior year in high school. I never did a paper on the internet. I never looked up research for school on the internet. All my schoolwork was done by research at a library. Some of you kids have never even been in a library. You've never been to one. You've never sat in one and read a book. You guys buy Kindles on Amazon. I hate Kindles. I'll never own one. I like books. I'm reading one right now. Hand me that book right there, man. My man Carlton Mack, author of Attributes of a Man, and also Attributes of a Man and Redemption. I'm reading his books, and then I just got handed another book by Ken Blanchard and Shannon Bowles. Called High Five. It's a great management book. I think it was written by a hockey player. The Magic of Working Together is the title on the book. But this is another book that I'm reading right now. It's been kind of high praise from Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey. If you know who Stephen Covey is, he is one of New York's bestsellers critic list guys. He rates a lot of different books, and he gives it very, very high praise. So Sheldon Bowles, Ken Blanchard. It's called Another Great Management Book, High Five. Says also, too, none of us is as smart as all of us, which is great. It's about teamwork and all. So I like books. I'm still old school. I like the way things were done because they were better. You kids today, and some adults too. It's not just kids. Some of you adults, you guys are brainwashed. You guys are lost. You let social media and the internet take your thought process away from you. It used to be the news. But now they don't have to do it through the news. They just do it through the internet. They do it through social media. Sports is no different. For a guy to tell me at 21, 22 years old, Dwayne Wade's a legend, it's more like I want to keep talking to you just to keep making you feel really stupid and educate you. I really want to help you, dude. Like, you need help in understanding that what you're saying right now is just dead ass. Dwayne Wade is not a damn legend. He's a very, very good to great shooting guard in the league that had a good clip of about 5 to 6 years. Honestly, before the body wore down and the injuries kind of set in on him. That's not a legend. Jerry West is a shooting guard legend. Kobe Bryant, question mark, and I'll explain that in a minute. Shooting guard legend. Jordan, shooting guard legend. Legends, they changed the game. They changed the era. They changed the attitude. They changed the depiction of what we see in a positive note. LeBron James is not a legend. We've never seen him before. Yes, we have. You never saw him before because you didn't see Magic Johnson. Blake Griffin, we never seen him before. Yeah, we did. You haven't seen him because you never saw Sean Kemp. You never saw Moses Malone. You never saw Carl Mailman Malone. You never saw Barkley. Barkley would shit on a dude like Blake Griffin today. He would shit on him. Blake would not be able to do nothing with Barkley right now. And Barkley would foul and punk him as much as he wanted to. And there would be nothing Blake can do about it. Karl Malone would be too big and strong for him, throwing his ass all around. Moses Malone, are you kidding me? Do your research before you start talking about what a legend is. Ali, legend. Babe Ruth, legend. Derek Jeter, Jordan, Magic, Bird. Edwin Moses. Learn your track. I know most of you adults don't even know who Edwin Moses is. Go look at his international race consecutive win record. Legend. Usain Bolt, legend. Dale Sr., Mike Tyson, Tiger Woods, legends. Jack Nicklaus, legend. Pete Sampras, Serena Williams, legends. They changed the way shit's done. They changed the way we see things. Not because we like them. Nobody can deny Serena Williams has changed women's tennis forever. There's some men she would beat. Mike Tyson changed boxing. Ali changed boxing. You're not changing nothing. You don't even get the legend title. What have you changed? LeBron's changed. 6'8", 270-pound guys, 65-pound guys who flop. And flex and scream when they done. Yeah, he's changed. He's changed that you could be a superstar, a mega superstar, and take the cheat way out sometimes. He's changed that. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about with legends. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but when I tell you to educate yourself and I tell you to do some damn research, educate yourself and do some research. I'm trying to help you so you don't sound like an idiot online when your screen name is GOAT23_6. I caught that later. I'm like, oh God, you have a player's number as your screen name, dude? Oh, you have a total man crush. You should watch that. You should be careful with that. I would never put Kobe or Mamba or 24 or Marino or Isaiah or Rasheed. Any screen name that I create. I'm a grown-ass man with a woman about to be my wife with children. How the hell I look having you call me somebody else's name? Because that's what I would have to call you online. When you at somebody, it's not at VJ Sports Talk Entertainment, at VJ Sports Comedy. It's at GOAT23_6. LBJ greatest. Like, come on, dude. And you're going to tell me I don't know anything about basketball? You can't tell me nothing about Larry Bird without looking it up. Larry Bird averaged a double-double in his career. And when I threw that to a basketball coach who's actually a very knowledgeable varsity and AAU basketball coach, he goes, no, he didn't. I pulled on my phone and I turned it around and said, yes, he did. He goes, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, you're a varsity basketball coach and you coach AAU basketball. And if a kid needs to really learn and know about efficiency and what a legend Larry Bird was, you can't even tell him. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know, Lewis. What you think, man? I mean, these people coming at me like I don't have my shit together, bro. And they haven't done their research.
You know what, VJ? You hit the nail right on the head. And I'm going to throw out two other names that I didn't hear you mention. When you talk about legends and legendary athletes, one is Jim Thorpe. Jim Thorpe was a
absolutely
stud. You talk about doing research. When we talk about the greatest athletes of all time, we never talk about Jim Thorpe. He kind of gets left under the rug. But Jim Thorpe was an absolute stud in multiple sports. Multiple sports. Jesse Owens, legend. Jim Brown, legend. You mentioned Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, legend. A guy calling Blake Griffin a legend. You know who Blake Griffin is? Blake Griffin is Dominique Wilkins. That's who Blake Griffin is.
He ain't even Dominique Wilkins, though. Dominique Wilkins was better than Blake Griffin.
Oh, absolutely. I would take him in a heartbeat. But when you start comparing eras, that's who Blake Griffin reminds me of. Blake Griffin, yeah, he can jump out of the building. Yes, he can. But guess what? So could Jordan. So could Kenny Skywalker. So could Larry Nance Sr.
So could Harold Miner.
Exactly.
So could Harold Miner.
Yeah, remember they called him Baby Jordan? He was the next guy.
Absolutely. That's why I brought his name up. Baby Jordan. Give me a break.
Yeah, we've seen this act before. When you talk about, you talk about greatness, you talk about legends. I hate to use the word great, let alone legend, because we say great for everything when anybody's any good at anything. Oh my gosh, he shot the ball, he shoots the basketball at 50% field goal percentage. He's a great shooter. Yeah, he doesn't shoot outside of 15 feet. Doesn't make him a great shooter. He's supposed to shoot 58% if he's not shooting farther than a free throw line.
Yeah.
Come on, people. You've got to do your research. You've got to look. When you talk about legends to me are guys that they could do more than just carry a team. They could do more than just carry their own in their sport. They carry a sport. When the big moments come, that's where they excel. And I'm not talking about having one moment. Look, I'm as big a Dodger fan as anybody here in LA. Kirk Gibson had a great, if you want to call it legendary moment in the 88 World Series. Yeah, he had one. Does that make him a legend? No. But did he have a legendary moment? Absolutely. So it takes more than just defining one moment. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes doing it time and time again. In my mind, you don't even enter the realm of possibly being a legend until you get into the Hall of Fame. And even that doesn't guarantee you legendary status, in my opinion. You've got to do something that transcends the sport. Were you an ambassador for the sport in a positive way? Were you able to lift your teammates up consistently? When people said something needed to be done, were you the guy that did it, or did you pass it to somebody else? Those are all traits that I look at when I think of legends. And there aren't that many. Yeah, sports have been around for over 100 years. And you can go back and back and back and say, well, this guy was legendary and historic. You talked about Babe Ruth, absolutely legend. Hank Aaron, in my opinion, legend. No question. Tiger Woods in his prime was legendary. Time will tell whether he becomes, is he the second greatest golfer of all time? Is he the first, he's the best golfer of all time? Who knows? We're going to have to wait till his career is over before we can sit there and have that argument. But is he at least in the conversation? Absolutely. But don't forget Ben Hogan either. Ben Hogan was a legend in golf before Jack Nicklaus. So you have that guy to think about.
Don't forget about guys like Sam Snead, who had the record at one point for most tournaments won.
Absolutely. And you can go that through every sport. There's always going to be a next guy. There's always, or woman, and for that matter. You had Martina Navratilova for a long time. And then you had Serena Williams, who came and just blew everybody out of the water. And people want to talk about it's watered down. It says that, you know what? She's dominating in a way we've never, ever seen before. She is a living legend of women's tennis, period. Not even women's tennis. Tennis, period. Okay? We talk about greatness. We talk about all these terms that people want to throw out whenever anybody does something really, really good. Let their careers be over before you start calling them legendary. Kobe Bryant just retired. Is he a legend? Time will tell how we view him. You still got some people who want to talk about the incident in Denver, Colorado from 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. They still bring that up. Look, dude, that happened a long time ago. If you do your history and you actually look at what happened, yeah, he had extramarital sex. Okay, fine. The woman the suit was actually dropped. The woman's underwear, from what I remember, had multiple semen specimens on her underwear when they did the test.
Yeah, she's a little hoe. Yeah, she's a little hoe. She's a little freak.
Absolutely. And not only that, she was, if I remember correctly, and don't quote me on this, again, I would have to do my research to double check this, but I want to say she was pregnant shortly thereafter.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't his, but the thing was she looking for that payday? Was she looking for a bailout because she was in a bad situation? Who knows? Or was she looking for her 15 minutes? The way that I am, and, I'm a father, you're a father, we both have little girls as, little daughters. If I'm that father and my daughter is raped, you think I'm dropping the charges for money?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. So something about that never really sat right with me. Now, I don't know what actually happened in that hotel room. I was not there. Okay, there's only two people that actually know what happened in that room, and that's the woman and that's Kobe Bryant. But I always found it interesting that the way everything went down. But people still want to hold on to that, even though the charges were dismissed, even though, it's been 10, 12 years. But they still want to bring it up when you talk about Kobe and his status. They want to talk about, when you talk about a guy like Ray Lewis, they still want to bring up the charges from Atlanta. They still want to bring up the negative. When it hasn't, we've gone past that already. It's been 10 years. It's been 12 years. Move on. Move on.
Yeah, I got a question right next to Kobe, and only because I want to give it a few more years. I don't want to be that guy that was a Kobe fan when he played, and the minute he goes, I'm trying to put him on the mantle. Excuse me, just to show people that, I'm not that guy, man. I'm gonna wait a few years. I have a question mark next to Tim Duncan because people will say, well, the greatest power forward of all time. I get that, and I honestly do get that argument. But I also look at the point too that there was Kevin McHale. You know, Kevin McHale was a bad boy, man. A lot of people don't realize that up and under move you see today. No one did that like it. That drop step spin up and under. Nobody did that like Kevin McHale did. And and so it's hard for me. So I have question marks next to that. Also, another guy we didn't mention, Bo Jackson, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, those Jerry Rice. Those guys are legend. Dan Marino, John Elway, Joe Montana, Johnny Unitas, Bart Starr, Roger Staubach. Those guys are legends because they did things when you weren't supposed to do them. They changed the game. They left their mark forever. They left their mark forever. LeBron, I don't care what nobody says. LeBron's mark is always going to be, he ran from Cleveland to Miami and then back to Cleveland. He was if they lose this year, it'll be, he was 2-5 in the finals. It's never going to, like with Jordan. Jordan's a legend because all you can say is 6-0. That's it. Even if people want to say, that Magic Johnson, the team was there. The team was constructed already when he got there. I'm quick to say, dude, like, come off with that shit, man. Magic still made that thing go. And I tell you this, if he wasn't there, they wasn't gonna win them damn championships. I tell you that shit. So that
no question.
And Magic was the first 6'9" guy we saw who could run and pass, and then worked himself into a better shooter. He couldn't shoot worth shit when he came into the league, but neither could Jason.
Absolutely not.
But neither could Jason Kidd. But Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, when you play two sports like that, and especially Bo Jackson when he said he played he played football to have something to do. I'm like, something to do? Shit. How good is
and
this?
He was an all-pro.
Yeah, how good? And he was and how good is this guy to have something to do? So, it's just the stuff I'm going. Dr. J, people don't realize, number one pick in the ABA, number one pick in the NBA. Only player that for that to ever happen for. We didn't even get to see the real Dr. J for the 76ers. The real Dr. J, you got to go back to documentaries, you got to go back to films, watch the Virginia Squires. He was watch George Gervin in the ABA. See, young people, and even it's funny. Even guys our age, you'd be surprised, Luis, how many people I talk to that's our age. That I wasn't really into the ABA back then. It's like, well, then you didn't see the real George Gervin. So how can you judge him? You didn't see the real Dr. J. That's why you think like LeBron's better than Dr. J. Don't show me numbers. It's way easier to get numbers today. If Jordan played in this era, Jordan averaged 35 a night, easy.
Oh, no.
Easy.
And we can even take it back further. Talk about a guy who many people consider the best small forward to ever play the game in the NBA, and that's Elgin Baylor.
Yeah.
We haven't even mentioned him
Elgin.
yet.
He gets. Let me ask you a question then. Because you're an LA guy. You've been out here. You've covered everything there is to cover. You have some of the coolest like Dodger stories and stuff from the 80s and 70s and shit. Why in the hell? Dude, and I threw that name up to somebody about a week ago, and he's like, "Oh, come on, see, you're saying you don't know. You must not know Elgin's numbers. Like I had Fred Wallen. Fred Wallen told me personally. He said Elgin Baylor is the best player I've ever seen. That's over Jordan. That's over LeBron. That's over Kobe. And I took that in. I said, okay. I went and started doing some research. I'm like, wow. Elgin has some moments, and when you think about that 69 team with the Lakers in those early 70s, like, it wasn't Jerry West, like, Elgin was the man. Why doesn't he get no love?
Oh, there's one reason, and it's TV. It's absolutely TV. When the NBA was coming up, when Elgin was playing, you didn't have the marketing deals. You didn't have, it wasn't as broadcast as it is now. It was mostly on radio, so a lot of people didn't see it. They didn't see the highlights. You didn't have ESPN. You didn't have, Fox Sports West and Fox Prime Time and all these networks showing what Elgin Baylor could do in the prime. Yeah, you had CBS, you had NBC, but they weren't broadcasting. They might broadcast the finals. Unless you were in LA, you might get the local channel where you got to see Elgin play, but you didn't get to see the national coverage of it because you didn't have it back then. So people forget, because not only that, but you also had Jerry West on that team. So you get Elgin maybe a little overshadowed by Jerry West a little bit. Now, Jerry West is a stud. We talk about legends. When you are the logo, you're a stud. You're a legend. But I think he gets a little bit overshadowed by the fact that he played with Jerry West, a little bit overshadowed by the fact that he was on a team with Wilt Chamberlain towards the end of Wilt's career. So I think he gets overshadowed a little bit. But I'll tell you what, if you got the chance, man, if you see a game on NBA TV, they show all the classics. If you get a chance to see a game with Elgin Baylor playing, just watch it. Go to YouTube and just search Elgin Baylor and look him up, because this guy was an absolute stud. You want to talk about, like you said, a lot of people say he is the best player to ever play the game. A lot of people forget how good he was and the numbers he could put up. And don't forget, we talk about, the game changing. The guy could shoot. Imagine if they had a three-point line when he played, where he would be ranking, where Jerry West would be ranking.
Great point. Great point, Luis. Great point, man. That's why I mean, keep on. I mean to interrupt you, but fucking awesome point, bro. Keep going.
So we have all these guys that could shoot back in the day. You got to remember, the game now is not as fundamental as it used to be. Yeah, they're better athletes, sure. Their cardio's better, they're bigger, they're faster, stronger, but their fundamentals are not as good as, in my opinion, as they used to be. Why? Because they don't practice it enough. The league is a little watered down for my case. I'm not saying they're not good athletes. I'm not saying that. But when you look at fundamentals, you didn't have it as much. You don't have it as much now as you did back then. Back then, they had to play both ends of the floor. There was no three-point shooting line, and you had to go against legitimate bigs. And you had these guys who had to learn how to shoot from 15 out. They had to learn how to dribble, how to get around guys for those layups, because you didn't have a three-point line, so there was no incentive to sit there and say, I'm going to take this 23-foot jumper right here and get us back in the game. That was still worth 2 points. So you had guys like Kuzi, and I keep mentioning West and Elgin Baylor, driving to the basket, learning how to get around the bigs. And people forget that, learning how to pass, just beautiful passes. When I watch those games from the 70s and the 60s and the 80s, I'm just in awe at the fundamentals, especially compared to the way they are now.
No, I'm with you, man. You schooling me today, bro. Like that made so much sense. I never and see. That's why I love iron sharpens iron, man. I never even thought about that with the 3-point line. How the game would even been affected even back then with guys that can flat out shoot. I mean, you talk about Oscar Robinson and Pistol Pete. And, I mean, even if you come into the 80s, man, there were so many guys, man, that just like Mo Cheeks. Mo Cheeks gets no love at the point guard position. Mo Cheeks, Mo Cheeks, he reminds me a lot, like Chris Paul kind of reminds me of a Mo Cheeks kind of guy without all the bullshit and cheap shots that he does. But Mo Cheeks was like a guy, man, who he would come into today's game and just dominate other point guards because he's smarter. He's tougher than almost anybody playing today. Any of the point guards playing today, Mo Cheeks is a tougher guy. Isaiah Thomas is I mean, like, I told another guy the other day, I said, dude, just take a guy from the 2000s. Put Allen Iverson in today's game. Are you kidding me, dude? He would average 35 points a night. There would be nothing you could do with him. He would blow by Westbrook. He would blow by Rose. He would blow by Curry. He would blow by all these guys. And if you put him around some damn players, and it's like in his prime in a game like today, I just think it's easier to get. I hate when guys try to stat me to death because it means that you're just paying the numbers. I asked one dude the other day, all you're looking at is numbers where the numbers don't lie. I said, okay, well, there's numbers that's saying Donald Trump's good for America. You believe that shit too? Like, don't stat me to death. Like, damn your numbers, yo. Like, damn your numbers. Stop numbering me to death, because that just means that you have nothing else to debate. Whatever happened to situations and like moments and, Kobe shot 5 or 20 something in game 7 against the Celtics. Yeah. But nobody wants to mention he had 15, he led the game in rebounds. He had 15 boards. Champions find ways to win. Simple.
Absolutely. We've talked about it a ton, DJ, about finding other ways to affect the game when you're not shooting well. Shooting's going to come and go. You're going to shoot well some nights. You're not going to shoot well other nights. But champions, great players, they find other ways to impact the game. Rebounding, playing defense, getting your teammates shots. And your shots are going to come. If you're a great player, if you are a Kobe Bryant, a Magic Johnson, a Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, your shot might not be there in the beginning, but I'll tell you what, that's not going to stop you from shooting, because they still have to respect your shot, because they know you can go to it. And guess what? That's when you can start setting up your Kevin McHale's. That's when you can start setting up your Dennis Johnsons or, your Scottie Pippens or whoever else.
Oh, man,
you have
rest
on your
in
team.
peace. That's a good name. Rest in peace, DJ. Talk about how
Yes.
integral he was in the 80s on those Celtic teams. They don't win those championships without DJ, and DJ came from Seattle. DJ had already won a championship with Lenny Wilkins and them in Seattle.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, when you start talking about those 80 Celtic teams that you just, as a Laker fan, you love to hate, but they were so good. And they were, the one thing that made that Lakers-Celtics rivalry really, really great to me in the 80s is the depth that both teams had. You had your All-Stars, you had your Larry Birds and your Kevin McHale's and your Robert Parishes and your Magics and your Kareems and your Worthies and later on your Byron Scotts and A.C. Greens. But it was the depth that you had. It was the Dennis Johnsons that would give you problems. It was the Michael Coopers, the Kurt Rambuses. I just had Danny Ainge coming off the bench. You had a Bill Walton, even though he couldn't do very much, but he was still an integral part of the Celtic teams in the 80s. You had the depth everywhere, and it was like, oh man, who are you going to cover today? Which Larry Bird is coming out, which Magic is coming out, which Kevin McHale is coming out, because you just never knew who was going to hit you from where and when. And that's what made that rivalry so good. I love the fact that it's the Lakers and Celtics, but those teams were so good and so deep. You had the Pistons coming in at the later parts of the 80s where they started to beat those Celtic teams. They started to beat those Laker teams. But people forget how deep those teams were with Isaiah, Lambeer, John Sally, Dennis Rodman, Mark Aguirre. I mean, those guys could play, and even in the beginning of the 80s with those Sixer teams with, Mo Cheeks and Dr. J, Moses Malone. Man, those were some good, deep teams, and you just don't see those anymore. That's what made basketball fun. What we just saw with Golden State and OKC was fun basketball to watch. Why? Both teams were good, both teams were deep, and both teams left everything out there on the court. I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories and stuff like that today, because I got to get going here in just a few minutes. But the games were fun and exciting, and that's what basketball needs. That's what it misses. When you look at those 80s teams and you start talking about legendary players, legendary teams, you go back to the 80s and 70s, you're going to see what legends and legendary teams are all about.
No, I'm with you, man. To talk about my Pistons, man, that 86 team, there's a lot of people say that's the best basketball team they ever saw, the 86 team. Remember, the Pistons had them in Game 5, dead to rights with the lead, and Isaiah Thomas panicked and just threw the ball in bounds. Bird stole it, gave it up to DJ. DJ laid it in with 1 second left, and the Pistons ended up winning Game 6 at home, but then going back and then losing, I think, by like 8 in Game 7, and the Celtics went back to another finals. And then, of course, the Pistons then beat them the next year and then went to 3 straight finals. So, even there was just so much tough competition at that time. And they call him Larry Legend for a reason. The guy's from French Lick, Indiana, man. I mean, French Lick, no one would ever know where the hell he was from unless it was, unless it was for Larry Bird. So when I talk legend, to me it's just that, like, guys today, you can't, like, and I'm a Kobe guy, and there's a question mark. I have names written down right here in front of me. I have a question mark next to Kobe because I'm gonna wait, and I throw a name at you. The last guy from this era, I think the last 2 guys from this era that I think is from the past era that's still left is my man Big Dirks, the big German, or Tim Duncan. I think Kobe, Dirk, and Duncan were the last ones left. Nash is now retired. Kid's a coach now. Paul Pierce is on his way out. I don't think Paul Pierce should play anymore. You have nothing left to prove. Kevin Garnett did sign a 1-year deal. I was going to, but I think I heard that's mainly just the mentor. Towns and those guys, Karl Anthony Towns and those kids. He's not going to play a lot. He didn't play a lot last year, but is Tim Duncan a legend to you? Are we waiting on that one too?
I think you got to wait until he's officially retired, and you really got to see. When I look at Tim Duncan, they call him the big fundamental, and to me, he's the last of the truly elite fundamental players. The guy stayed all 4 years at Wake Forest. He could have come out after his junior year and been the first number 1 pick. He waited that extra year, and he came into the league and he dominated right away. A lot of people like to point to the fact that he had David Robinson on the side, but if you watched him play at Wake Forest, if you watched him play in his first few years, his fundamentals were so much crisper than everybody else's on the court. It's mind-blowing to me. And the reason that he can still play today at 39, 40 years old is because of those fundamentals. He's still hitting that same 15-foot bank shot from the wing that he's been hitting his entire career. Why? Because he's fundamentally sound. He was never flashy. He was never, you never heard a bad thing said about him from a player, from a fan. You know, if there's a knock in his game, the only knock I've ever seen, he doesn't shoot free throws very well. Okay? Neither did Shaq. Neither did Will. You know, there's a lot of guys that are in the Hall of Fame that didn't shoot free throws well. Tim Duncan, I don't know. I'll have to wait on him. But I will say this. San Antonio doesn't sniff the greatness that they've had the last 15, 16 years without Tim Duncan.
Yeah, no, not at all, man. I tell people all the time, you can put it on Pop, you can put on all these other players and stuff, man. Also, too, just sidebar, man, I don't know if you noticed, UCLA has an active shooter. There's already 2 people confirmed dead. And tactical SWAT team, yeah, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on out here, bro, but damn, man, I tell you, it's bad everywhere, man. It's like even back at my hometown. I'm from Little Woodbridge, Virginia, man. And the local spots that I remember being there, people are being murdered in the parking lots and home invasions. And somebody else was shot over a dispute at a McDonald's parking lot. And it's a McDonald's I used to go like hang out at when I was a kid. And I grew up in a really good suburban area. It's almost kind of like Sherman Oaks where I am now. It was suburban, man. It wasn't, I mean, you're always going to have your little apartment complexes or neighborhoods that are subsidized living or Section 8 and people don't keep the area clean and there's garbage and trash so that's going to attract rats and roaches and shit. There's places like that everywhere, man. There's places like that, you know, just about every major city in America. But the portion of town I was from, I went to a predominantly very diverse high school. It was a huge high school. It was over 1,500 students. And there were white kids, black kids, Asian kids, Mexicans. And that's why I'm as diverse as I am today. I'm not a racist guy, or I just tell the truth about, you know, how racist America is. But, you know, I grew up in a really cool area, man. But I read online and there's murders and home invasions and, you know, this girl was raped. A little girl, guy grabbed her, pulled her in the bathroom and raped her at church and shit. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Why? What's just evil, man? I just don't get it. It's like, from such a non-violent guy as I am, I could never understand getting upset to the point that I would want to kill someone or I would want to do sexual, physical harm to a female. Like I would, God, it makes my stomach turn. Segue really quick, man. When you think about all this Baylor shit and this sexual assault and all these other colleges, we had Penn State, we had Syracuse. Rick Pitino's letting his college recruits, you know, fuck escorts from the local escort service locally. What do you make of all of this shit, man?
Well, I'll keep it simple real quick, just because I got to bail here.
Yeah, I know you got to roll.
Yeah, I got meet my wife for lunch, so you know you got to keep her happy. But you know, I'll tell you what. If there was, first of all, the acts are absolutely disgusting, and it makes me sick. But I'm going to say this: to any college man, any man out there, period, you better start checking yourself. You've got to start looking at every aspect of things before you start engaging in anything. And I mean anything. If you think you're about to get some, you better make sure you get that shit recorded that woman is saying yes. Because you don't want to come back and have it be said, oh, I didn't mean it. Or I really said no. You better have that shit recorded. And, you know, it's almost to the point, VJ, where you have to almost have a signed agreement just to have sex with somebody.
Yeah.
If you're dating.
Yeah.
You know, and that's scary to think about. Now, what happened at all of these colleges is disgusting. If there's ever been a time in the NCAA where colleges and these coaches and these players and these recruits need to make sure they're cleaning their acts up, it's now. Because everything, if you think it's not going to get out, it's going to get out. Ever since the Duke lacrosse incident, things have been getting out almost every year. And you better really make sure you're running a good, clean program, because right now, people are coming after you. Why? It's one word. It's money. It's money. We talked about money all being the root of all evil. College sports being as big as they are now, people are coming out of the woodworks. And if you don't have a clean program, if you're not watching yourself, now I'm not saying that these women are coming after them. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is if, as a program, you want to make sure you have nothing to hide, you better make sure you're as clean as possible. Because these acts you think are just, between you and this woman or you and this whatever, and aren't going to get out of these 3 walls or 4 walls or outside of your car, guess what? They're going to get out. If you fuck up, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And if it's not, if it's truly consensual, you better make sure you have some proof that it's consensual. Otherwise, that could come back and bite you in the ass as well.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think it's despicable and very deplorable what's going on in this camp, especially when accusers come and they're getting the shun or they're getting kind of like the cold shoulder or they're getting like the. I mean, like I said, man, if there's women out here just making shit up for attention or for money, you need to be shot in the ass and hit by one city bus and then put in jail for a false accusation. But if you're a guy and you're one of these players out here, man, that think you're entitled to all this pussy on campus and that you can just do what you want to do to girls and get them drunk or drug them up or give them pills and have them passing out and all this shit, or just blatantly a girl is saying no, and you're like, no, come on, you're forcing yourself on her. You need to be shot in the ass and you need to be put in the street and hit by a city bus and then you need to be put in jail. So it's just it's a really disgusting. It's just a real disgusting situation going on right now. Listen, love the time, man. I'll try to make the show tonight. Because I definitely want to talk about what's going on. I tell you this, I've been duped again, man. WWE almost lost me, and I was so serious. It took me like 2 weeks to watch the last 2 Raws, or like 3 weeks. I just watched like 3 in a row the other day and caught all the way up, and now I see what's going on. So I was like, oh, okay. Boy, yeah. Triple H must be really right. You know what? Really quick, just props to him, man, because whether they're making it look like it's Shane, which I get for storyline, but all this new talent, that's all Triple H, man.
Oh, absolutely. It's all Triple H, it's all NXT, and it's all the fact that they're finally, at least that's when it comes to signing free agent talent, listening to what people have and acknowledging, you know what? That other promotion down south, that TNA promotion, had some really good people there.
Yeah.
And they had some really good talent.
Well, you see Hardy will be back. You see Hardy will be back, so that's good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you look at the influx. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. They got Finn Balor from New Japan. You brought in, you started to bring up Becky Lynch. You started to bring up Sasha Banks. You're starting to see the influx. You brought in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who were in Ring of Honor. You're starting to see how the indies are affecting the WWE, and it's a good thing. It's a very good thing.
Yep.
Gone should be the days where you need the big, burly Roman Reigns, Triple H, John Cena type leading the charge. You don't need that anymore. Bret Hart showed that years ago. Ric Flair showed that before him. But now you're going with your new group. You've got these guys like Kevin Owens, who I love Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. These guys are the future of the wrestling business, and they're not big, hulky guys, and that's what makes it great. I really overall like where they're going. I have a few things I'm going to say for tonight's show about AJ Styles. I'm actually wearing my AJ Styles Phenomenal T-shirt right now. And, hey, I've got 2 Balor Club shirts in my closet. I'm just waiting for them to actually unite, and then I'll be busting those out as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, I'll try to make sure I jump into it tonight, man, if I can. I'll try to make time. I'll definitely want to, because I want to talk, so I definitely want to try to jump in that too far. I want to hold you up, man. Go ahead and handle your business and do what you got to do.
No worries, my brother. Much love, and hey, I'm around tomorrow, so I'll be hitting in as well.
No doubt, Pimpin'.
All right, Pimpin'. Take care, man.
All right, brother. My man Luis Estrada doing his thing, man. I didn't get a chance to get to my. I didn't get a chance to play for get a chance to get to my man Shadid, man. So I did want to talk that with Shadid real quick, but he's driving on the road right now, so I didn't get a chance. Time ran out. We'll probably have to get it in another day, man. So great stuff today, man. I'm gonna end the show. I'm not gonna stay on very long. I'm gonna end the show. I thought I was about to go get breakfast and some Colombian coffee with Raynell, but I got played. I got dissed. I got stood up. She had to go in. ESPN took her away from me. I thought I had her for half a day before she went in, and now I know I don't. So I'm gonna go walk my dog. I'm gonna go walk Woodson, and be sad for about 35 minutes because I just knew I had me a little breakfast day. We love going to breakfast out here in LA on Ventura Boulevard. Have a lot of different cafes. Sit outdoors, have a cup of coffee, have, basic omelet, French toast type things. Nothing, super spectacular, but it is good food and it's good time, and it's more about who you're spending that time with. What else we got today? Talk Legends, talk OKC. Also, the one thing OKC really quick before I let you guys go. Remember this, guys. OKC's gonna have to pay Adams. OKC's gonna have to pay Adams, man. So they have a lot of things they need to look over. I'll just say it like that. They got a lot of things they need to think about the future. And so does Kevin Durant, man. Anyway, that's the show for today, man. Love you guys. God bless. Tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, man. VJ's in Sports Like Conduct. I'm your host, VJ Wright, 8515. That's because I always think I am. I love saying that shit. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Be easy. Do with it what you will.
All of my purple life, I've been looking for a type that would wanna be my wife. That was my intention.
Fuck so pretty, you and me, erotic city, come alive. We can fuck it till the dawn, making love till cherries dawn. Erotic city, can't you see? Fuck so pretty, you and me. Every time I comb my hair, thoughts of you get in my eyes. You're a sinner, I don't care. I just want your creamy thighs. Fuck so pretty, you and me, erotic city, come alive. We could fuck until the dawn, making love till cherries dawn. Erotic city, can't you see? Fuck so pretty, you and me. Woo!